$1 million in sales with just one product. Hey, what's up? My name is Pete Scott, and in this video, I'm going to share exactly the product that I sold over a few years and generated $1 million in sales, almost down to the dollar. And we did it organic. We didn't run any ads. On top of that, we created this immense workbook to go with the diploma. So the product, if you're wondering, was a diploma called the Ultimate Sales Diploma, Become Your Client's Most Trusted Advisor. I will take you through this in just a moment. Now it makes a very good doorstop. But we had 282 students in the end, all around the world. When we first launched, I want to say I had staff, I had my partner at the time running the business with me, and so she would do all the behind the scenes, all the admin, looking after all our students around the world. And I want to share in this video, I was going to hold out and do a more official YouTube video on this. So if you want me to do a further breakdown and use my whiteboard, I will take you through all the lessons, the journey to $1 million, everything. And I think it's important to share these more nuanced lessons because I know a lot of people share the revenues that they've done, but they never share how they actually were able to achieve it. My intention with my channel is to be as transparent as possible with you. I want to be as honest and open because why are we here? There's no point, watching a video if we're not finding out all the stuff that goes on behind the scenes. And so this is the diploma, and it's not just a massive 600-page book, very heavy as well. There is over 300 modules. I forget actually, let me show you just in here, 1 second. So if I open this up on a random page, by the way, this is Popcorn. Hey buddy, watch out. If I open up on a random page here, you'll see we've got module 98 there, client types. So that's all based on personality profiling. Go to another random page, this one here. This is questions in the consultation process. There's a whole section on how to deliver consultations, online marketing. And every module, you see we're 135 here. Every module within here correlates with videos online, audios online. This is me and the story about me and my dad. My dad owned a music shop for 20 years. Unbelievable. My partner did all this design for it. Just flipping bonkers. There is hundreds of pictures in here. I mean, it just doesn't end. These little cool ones, obviously that's Steve Jobs. Why do you need marketing? You get the idea. There's a lot in here. Current desired state, where your client's at now. This is how to sell to desired state. And the reason for the reason for creating this was because of the fact that I would see that there's so much noise out there in the industry and so many fast track hacks and shortcuts to success. And I wanted to create something real. I wanted to create something that people had to study properly for 6 months to a year. I wanted them to study and then to implement. We would do weekly calls as well. In fact, we were doing about 3 or 4 calls per week. In the beginning of the diploma, we were doing 5 calls per week, but we realized that was far too many to support all of our students. And I use the word students, you can call them members, doesn't really matter, but it was I need to be clear, it was a hybrid program. Selling this just purely as a course, I didn't agree with that because there is so many questions that come up as somebody starts to work their way through it. But the reason why I've shared it with you is because what I did, I was able to, and this sounds cliche, but I was able to monetize my mind. And I've been a sales trainer for many years. I consulted, been very lucky to consult for a lot of the world's biggest brands, traveled all over. I made a lot of mistakes along the way as well. That's why I wrote a book called Confessions of a Consultant, which I've just launched. It's not available at the time of filming this. It's not yet available on Amazon. I've just been selling it privately, but all my fuck ups are in this book. So all in here. But funny enough, I didn't write about the $1 million that we did with this and all the mistakes that we made along the way. But I wanted to, like I say, create something that was real, that helps experts in their field to truly offer transformation and change to their client without killing themselves on social media, without the copy-paste strategies that are out there. And by the way, I'm a fan of social media, but within this entire book, I think there's 2 pages out of 600 on social media. Not very much, right, Popcorn? And the reason why I'm sharing it with you today is because by creating a product like this, I was able to help a lot of people. I still get a lot of students. I actually bumped into somebody here in Thailand last week and they said, Pete, you sent this around the world. And he was based in Thailand, I was based in the UK, and we sent it out to him, and we packaged all of these diplomas beautifully. And again, my partner at the time, we were together 6 years, and she did all this beautiful packaging. We sent a personalized letter from me, which was signed by me with a wax sealed stamp. And I can share all of this with you properly. And we really went to town on branding this whole thing and making it something desirable. And I think in the market, it's really tough, even if you're great at what you do, to differentiate. And I know that there's a lot of advice out there, and I even say this, I'm probably guilty of saying it too much, that just be a master in your craft and you'll be fine. Well, yeah, being great at what you do is one thing, but people don't value that. They value the effort that you're putting in around everything, and you've got to make that effort about them. So I can talk about that I hustle 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, but nobody really cares about that. What they care about is what value you're going to bring to them. And in order to justify a premium pricing model, for me, it wasn't enough to simply have something online. So I wanted to create this physical product behind it. But the coolest thing was that everybody that came through for this, and I am a firm believer, if you're selling anything for $1,000 and up, then you must have an application process. For me, I feel you're scamming people. And sorry to say, if you do sell at this level, I don't mean this with any malice. I feel that you are scamming people if you are selling something for $1,000 and up, especially in the education field, and you're helping people or meant to be helping people, and you're just getting people to click and buy. It doesn't make any sense. Every single program that we sold, every single diploma that we sold, we had an application and then an interview. The interview was 20 minutes, 30 minutes, sometimes it could be 10 minutes, but at the same time, it allowed me, and I would interview every single student, find out why they were applying, what they wanted to get from it, if it was the right fit for them at this time. And we did at the beginning offer certain payment plans, but we replaced those with a payment up front, because we actually put quite a lot of money into the product itself, and we wanted to make sure that profit was there straight away, and then they could go into a monthly payment plan. So they'd pay, I forget now, I need to check the details, I'm happy to put this in a more formal video, but they would pay something like £1,000 up front, and then they would pay the remaining fee as a payment plan. And I was okay with that. And it meant that a part of the qualification process was that they could afford that £1,000. There was never any, raise the money, or, go get a credit card. No, it was a matter of, this is the price. It's £1,000 up front, or you can pay the full amount. And again, I can do a further breakdown of all of these details and the lessons along the way. But I want to do a quick intro video to this today, because we do live in a world where people do want to gain value, and they do want to solve problems. And I think that there's a real skeptical market these days, for obvious reasons, because a lot of people do feel that they have been scammed. But if you solve a specific problem for a specific type of person, and especially if you create real change and transformation for them, and by the way, the bigger the transformation, the more that you'll be paid, then you can put yourself in a really strong position. And that's how I looked at it. It's called the sales diploma, but there's marketing in here, there's positioning, there's branding, there's pricing strategy. So from premium pricing models to cost-based pricing strategies to value-based pricing strategies, market penetration pricing, everything. It's all in this diploma. I'm not selling it anymore. Now, if you click below, you see I've got my community, so you can actually jump into my community. As I'm filming this video, the community is free, and then I'm launching 2 programs, which will be hybrid programs, peer-to-peer learning, and yeah, we're launching that actually quite soon, which is super exciting. If you know the problem that you solve, the transformation that you create, and who it's for, and just to state, most of the students that came through this were predominantly salons, they were service-based businesses. But a hairdresser that came through and she just consumed it. Now she's got over 500,000 followers on social media. She's making like £30,000 to £40,000 a month. And she is the one person that would reach out to me and say, Pete, on page 265, there's a typo. And it kept me accountable during that time. And she's a great client, but it did make me laugh. I'm like, oh my goodness, like module 250. And she'd be asking the question, what do you mean on module 265 when you're talking about whatever the topic might be? But have a think about how you can package your value, what problem you can solve, and for who. And then from there, we do need to be in a world where we are not just talking about what we can do, but we're truly showing it. So this is a quick intro video today for this. If you want me to do another video on how we generated $1 million with one product as a business, then let me know. See you later.